Hey guys, Nathan here, and today we're going to talk about gel versus injections. So there are different types of testosterone, but I don't really know much about them. They're not really that well used or known. I think there's there's different. You can look into it, but these two are the main types of testosterone that you have. I feel like I have a little bit of an authority to be able to speak about both of them because I have used both. I'm not coming from a place where I don't know what one is and just going off of everybody else and what they think. Some of you might not have known that I started on gel if you're new, but I started on gel for my first 2 months and then I switched. So why did I start on gel? When I went on T, there was a shortage of the injection type, which is Reandron, is the one that we use in Australia mostly. So I started off on the gel and then I switched at 2 months to injections. So since then I've been on injections. Having said that, I will probably change to gel in the future and I will tell you why in a minute, and it has to do with all these reasons that I'm going to list off, the differences between both of them. So we'll start off with gel. I have a list, so that's what I'm reading off because otherwise I wouldn't remember everything. I feel like it's good to put everything down so that I don't miss anything. So with gel, the biggest positive is that it's going to be very consistent. You're not going to have big spikes, so that means that you're not going to get spikes of acne, and you're not going to get dramatic mood swings and stuff like that you can get on injections. I haven't really had that much problem on injections with that, but some people do, and they prefer the gel because it's much more even, and that's fair enough. So because of this consistency, a lot of people see it as a better option for starting out, because then you are getting used to it at a better level, if that makes sense. So you're staying more consistent rather than just straight on getting a shot on testosterone with the injections and then spiking until you reach whatever level your endo or doctor wants you to be at. So it is a bit better, in my opinion, for someone starting out. They can start out on gel and then move on, or even just go on. There's a lot of reasons why I would probably prefer gel. Obviously very good for people with a fear of needles. I am definitely one of them. I hate needles, and yeah, I still get an injection. But yeah, so that's one of the major reasons why I'm going to move back at some point. The biggest con for most people is that you have to apply it every day. So it's not really that much of a big deal. The only thing is, when you apply it, you can't have anyone touch the area for at least, I think it's 4 hours or something. It's a couple of hours. And then you have to wash it off as well. So you have to shower every day. For some people, you don't necessarily have to shower every day. A lot of people don't really shower every day. I am notoriously bad at showering and taking care of myself, so it actually put me in a really good routine. So I thought it was a kind of a benefit that you had to wash it off every day. I think I have one of the actual pumps that I didn't finish. So this is what we have in Australia, and it's just a pump type. So with this pump type, it's quite a lot. Usually, so my prescription was, I think it was 4 pumps, which is a lot to rub in. In America, I see they use little sachets and stuff like that, which is much easier to rub in than this giant thing. It's quite a lot when you pump it out. Another con is that it smells quite alcohol-y when you first start rubbing it in, and then if you don't rub it in properly, it can get a bit crusty, so you have to really rub it in and let it absorb properly. Gel is obviously easier to do yourself as well, and apparently you can get increased hair growth on the area that you apply it. Some people say that that's not true, but most of the time I see that it does have more hair growth where you put it, so it's not that it did it to me, but I put it I was told to put it on my stomach, which is where a lot of people put it, or on their shoulders people put it. And I mean, after I switched, I still had a lot of hair growth on my stomach, but it could have increased it, but I don't really know. I feel like it's more easy to notice if you did it like on one shoulder constantly, and then you'd be able to tell the difference between this shoulder and that shoulder. But it can give you more hair on wherever you apply it. I don't think you're supposed to apply it to your face or anything, so don't do that and try and get facial hair unless your doctor says to. So I think that's about all for the gel, so I'm going to move on to injections now. So in Australia we use usually Reanderon, which is I don't have it here, so it's like a little vial, and you get given it every 12 weeks. It's a slow release type of testosterone, which is good for me because I hate needles, and having to have have a needle consistently would not be good for me. So if we had a system that was similar to, like, for example, America, they do like fortnightly or weekly or something like that, I don't think I would be able to deal with having a needle that often. But if you don't mind needles, then needles are much easier in a sense, because then you don't have to apply it every day. Specifically for the Reanderon shot, it is quite a big needle, and they basically pump the entire vial into your ass. So it's really not a fun needle to get when you need to get it. I often get some swelling around the area, and then my muscles a bit weird, and it's hard to like sit on the toilet for like a couple days. So there is also that to keep in mind. It's not a fun needle to get. Specifically for the Reanderon 12-week shot, since it's such a big needle, it would be very difficult to do it yourself. It's very, very thick to push out, and to push that entire thing, it would be really hard. So I think most people would go to like a doctor or something to get it. I go to the doctors to get my shot. There's no way in hell I'm doing that myself, and I don't think anybody around me would want to do that shot, because it is not... Even the nurses giving the shot, they're like, I am so sorry, this is gonna suck, and it does, and I feel bad for them feeling bad, because like, I'm used to it kind of at this point. It kind of feels like a sting, and like, you can kind of feel it like going into like a ball underneath your skin. It's like a little... yeah, it makes like a little pocket almost. It's not pleasant, but yeah, so that's why I would rather get it done at the doctor's, because it's not a fun needle to try and give yourself or someone else that you know to give you. You could do that, but I'd recommend going to a doctor to get it. One of the biggest things I hear about injections over gel, other than the fact that you don't have to do it every day, is that some people think that it is faster than using gel, so you get faster results if you use injections versus gel. I think this is quite a big kind of myth. I feel like for probably like 90% of people, it's not going to have any difference at all. All of my levels were the same from like being 2 months on T, where my levels had evened out, and then going on to injections, it was still the same. For that small, tiny minority, it would be a problem with absorbing into your skin. If you get your levels checked often, you'll be able to tell if it is actually working for you or not. Almost all the time, gels will work for you. So that is not really an issue. It's just a very big myth that injections is going to work better and faster, but it's not true. So testosterone is testosterone, however you get it, it's just what method you prefer. So in summary, gel is good for being consistent. You have to apply it every day though, and it's good for if you have a fear of needles. The shots, if you're in Australia, you do the 12 weeks usually, so you don't have to think about it for 12 weeks, but it is a very big shot and you'll have to go to the doctors to get it probably. And also you can't sit on the toilet very well afterwards. I feel like that's it's not necessarily that much of a big problem, but it is really annoying when it comes down to it. especially if you're taking a big shit and you have to sit on the toilet for a little bit and it just fucking hurts. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I have had, since my gel application video way back in the day, so that's like 2 years ago now, I usually get a couple messages every couple months about gel versus injections, so I thought I'd just make a video on it and answer basically everything. So I hope this helped you, and I'll have some more... That's my dog. I'll have some more content coming. It's just... I mostly make like trans things and whatever else I really want to, really. I'm not really that consistent with the theme. But if you're interested, subscribe if you want. Leave a like if I helped you out, and if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below and I should get to them. I think that's all for today, and I will see you later. You can't say hello? No, that's not... Come sit up. Sit up here. You can kind of see your head. Look. It's Zoe!